And today we will be talking about L-bar sealers, automatic. So what we will learn today is where to find this on Sigma's website, what an L-bar sealer is, what its functionality does, how and where customers use this in their production line, and where we typically see this and things that come before this and after this as well. Favorite manufacturers that we see in this industry, benefits and features to offer, questions and key points when talking to customers as well. So where to find this on our website? This is going to be packaging equipment. This is going to fall under the category shrink equipment, and then it's going to be a subcategory L-bar sealer automatic. So the definition of an L-bar sealer. So an L-bar sealer, they have seal bars in the shape of an L that seals the open part of the package. So as you can see in this picture, that L-bar sealer is actually closed, but that opens up kind of like an alligator mouth. It comes down, and when it comes down, it seals the package, and it also forms the top of the seal for the next package. So here's a diagram of the packaging flow. So this is moving from right to left. So as you can see here, you have your box. It's going through that first conveyor through the film, moving on to the next conveyor, which you see the L-shaped sealing and cutting bar. That's going to clamp down and seal your package. As you can see here, there is a little space, and we will talk about options to accommodate that for smaller packages as well. So upstream and downstream, things that you will see before this could be an in-feed conveyor, friction feeders or shuttle feeders. To add to that, accumulation tables, cartoners and fillers. Things after the L-bar sealer could be a heat shrink tunnel, which you'll typically always see, a coder, labeler, case tapers, palletizers, case erectors, and case packers. So location in a production line. So after an L-bar sealer, like again, you'll see 90% of the time a heat shrink tunnel attached to this. This could also follow a case erector, which could be a case packer, which is packing the product inside of the case. So there are typically two different types of seal bars that we see. One is a hot wire, which is a heated wire that both cuts the surface and joins them together with a molten edge bead, as well as a hot knife, which heats the interface and forms a bond. This can be covered with non-stick materials to help prevent from sticking to the tooling. So, you don't want your plastic sticking all over the metal as it's being sealed. So the different in-feed conveyor options that can be added to these units before the L-bar sealer is an adjustable flight lug in-feed, as well as product spacing in-feeds and adjustable flight bars. And I know that these pictures are a little fuzzy, so I actually took a picture of a in-feed that we have in our inventory to show what that flight bar looks like. And that here is the flight bar, and that just helps assist move the product. It helps the product from falling over or doesn't tip, and the flight lugs, that helps assist move the product along laterally. So options to add to the L-bar sealers could be perforated rollers, which allow the air to vent through the product while it goes through the heat shrink tunnel. A good note to add is that you need a specific type of film, so getting your customer in touch with a film expert, because this is not compatible with all different types of film. So additionally, a salvage rewinder. This spools excess film, that isn't used in the finished product. Another note to add to that is these can be found externally or internally. And another option, so as stated before in the illustration, this is a closing conveyor, which allows for smaller products to run through without falling through the cracks. So if you have a small product that cannot fit through that space right there, that's gonna fall through and cause disruptions in your line. So you don't want that to happen. So this is a good option to have for that. So in our first video, we will see here Renee do a good demonstration on what an automatic L-bar sealer has to offer and the different features.
Welcome to Sigma Equipment. Today's cycle test includes a Shanklin A27A automatic L-bar sealer. This particular machine is operating on a 240 volt system, single phase. It is capable of running 35 packages per minute depending on product size. The width and height are adjustable to fit different sized product. This specific machine is using clear film. Before the film reaches the inverter,
Those
it can run
perforated
through
rollers.
perforators to puncture small holes in the film. This will allow the air to vent when the product is going through the heat tunnel. First, product is placed on the in-feed conveyor. A product guide bar helps direct the product into the film tunnel. As the product moves off the in-feed conveyor, a photo eye sensor detects when the product is clear. Once the product is clear, the conveyors will stop and the
it's
out-feed
closing
conveyor
and
will
then
retract.
It opens, it
This
seals
unit
for the
has a
next
closing
package as
conveyor,
well.
which is useful for shorter product. The L-bar will provide a heat seal with a hot knife. Once sealed, the L-bar will retract and the conveyor will carry the product to the next process. An automatic selvage winder spools the excess film that isn't used for the finished product. To learn more about this L-bar sealer and other equipment, please visit us at sigmaequipment.com.
All right. So in our next video, I wanted to show a ClearPack automatic L-bar sealer. This just shows the different applications that this can do. It's not just, for one single product. It can do different patterns as well as larger products as well. So that's actually doing ice cream. And this unit actually has a closing conveyor as well. And you can see the conveyor, it's retracting back and forth, opening up to allow for that seal bar to clamp down and seal the product, seal the plastic. We're still in a case of 6. And that's doing 2 longer products. Almost looks like syrup. Some type of flavoring. And as you can see there, the pattern is different. So these units are very versatile depending on your product. So in this next video, we'll see an automatic text wrap L-bar sealer. Now, the difference between these other two is that this has an in-feed conveyor, as stated before. I just wanted to show how the in-feed conveyor can be used in conjunction with the L-bar sealer. As you can see, they're doing index cards, and that conveyor speed is going up to 100 feet per minute. And a lot of text wrap units are sold with the heat shrink tunnel, so this doesn't have a closing conveyor for this product. All right, so moving on to manufacturers that we typically see. Shanklin, which we have here, which is now Sealed Air, I believe. Text Wrap, as well as Eastie and Bessler and Conflex as well. Industries that this is used in, games and sporting goods. I know a lot of us play video games. That comes in plastic wrap. Printing and paper goods. We've all gotten, plastic or paper plates, paper bowls. As you can see here, food, peanut butter, hardware and houseware, electronics, as well as pharmaceuticals. So category takeaways for acquisitions, knowing what that seal bar width and length is crucial for knowing what size product is able to fit through that unit. Knowing whether it's a hot wire or hot knife, the film width and the type. Extra film or accessories that are included, so whether that's a salvage rewinder, a closing conveyor, in-feed conveyor, and is the heat tunnel included as well. And a functional video, that's really good to get while we're on the road. I know that our shop does a good job of making sure our equipment is videoed. That helps sales tremendously and when selling the equipment. So that's good to have for sales, knowing the product size, making sure that this is going to be able to fit through this type of unit, and knowing what their production speed is. I know a lot of these units can go up to 35 packages per minute, depending on the size. So if it exceeds that, this may not be the correct unit for them. And different sales opportunities when selling these units, upsells, could be heat tunnels, which they're typically always going to need, conveyors, closing conveyors, in-feed conveyors, coders for your specific type of product, and again, friction feeders or shuttle feeders when adding that to the line. Engineering questions, a lot of the same. What is the seal bar width and length, maximum film width, weight? Is it a hot wire or a hot knife? Different options. Is it stainless steel? What type of steel? Mild steel. Heat tunnel aperture of the opening. So not just the aperture, what is the working height? So that is the product, that the maximum height that the product can travel through. Is it on casters? What is the output rate? So here is a unit that we have in our inventory. It is E14931. It's a Shanklin A26A L-bar sealer. Just a brief overview, it can do up to 35 packages per minute. It does have the perforated rollers as well as the salvage rewind. And here is a rental unit that we have, R68514. It's a Shanklin A27A L-bar sealer with the lugged in-feed. And again, this can do up to 35 packages per minute. Does have the salvage rewind as well. So what we learned today is where to find this on our website, what an L-bar sealer does, how and where they use this. So upstream, different things that you'll see, in-feed conveyors, as well as downstream closing conveyors, favored manufacturers, Shanklin, Bessler, Complex, TexWrap, and the industries that this is used in, and upselling when talking to customers and clients. So with that being said, do we have any questions or comments?